A week ago, I decided to do a video on the 5 things Rogue Trader does better than Baldur's Gate 3. So, this week, we're flipping the coin. We're talking about the many flaws of Rogue Trader. Let's get into it. Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader released in December 7th, 2023. As the first isometric RPG adaptation of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. It achieved commercial success in early 2025 with over 1 million units sold globally. While Rogue Trader's grim dark setting and tactical depth appeal to niche audiences, its Metacritic scores a modest 78. But why is a game that has done so well commercially and well loved within its community not talked about as much as an XCOM or Baldur's Gate 3? Well, that's because there are some problems. Some really serious problems that have kept Rogue Trader out of the casual gamer's mouth. And this starts from day one. Initial impressions matter, and technical issues in Rogue Trader has been a dominant flaw, with players frequently reporting crashes, optimization problems, and soft locks that hinder gameplay progression. These problems were particularly evident at launch, with players comparing the game's stability to other Owlcat's titles, noting that patches have partially mitigated issues but not eliminated them entirely. If you've played other Owlcat games, this wouldn't surprise you. They've had a history of rough launches, and yes, updates have improved things. But the truth is, first impressions matter, especially when you're trying to attract new players, and nothing kills that first impression faster than a crash to the desktop before you even finish your tutorial. Rogue Trader comes off as a hardcore game, almost to its own detriment. This is a game that assumes you know and love the Warhammer universe. It assumes you have the patience for complex systems, the appetite for detailed tactics, and the endurance for hours of dialogue-heavy storytelling. For the diehard fans, heaven. For someone who's curious but new to the genre, it's like being thrown into the deep end without knowing how to swim. I decided that this is a flaw because I believe that an amazing game is able to find a balance between accessibility to newer fans of the genre while maintaining the loyal fan base. And unfortunately, Rogue Trader doesn't appeal to casual gamers. Now, let's talk about something that almost made me quit before I even started. Character creation. The moment you boot up the game, you're hit with an ocean of options, from stats, traits, backgrounds, skills, feats, talents, archetypes, etc., etc., etc. After the initial excitement of the different options of traits, I just decided to select random stuff and hope for the best. The crazy part is, there are a bunch of skills across the characters I don't even understand till this day. You know your game is too complex when the skill descriptions needs another set of descriptions to explain what the skill descriptions mean. Who approved of that? That's so crazy. Rogue Trader is the perfect example of too much options is the same as having no option. In economic psychology, this causes buyer's paralysis, which is someone who is so overwhelmed by the amount of options available that they just end up moving on to something simpler. And this could lead to someone giving up and selecting random skills like I did, or someone just moving on to a different game. Pick your poison. And speaking of overwhelming, let's talk about the dialogue. The lore in Rogue Trader is so rich. It is so rich. The yacht has both a mini yacht and a helicopter pad. That's how rich the lore is in Rogue Trader, which has its positives, but the negative is that you can spend 30 minutes in dialogue alone. And the best part is that most of the dialogues aren't voice acted. Isn't that just so amazing? Yeah, I'm being sarcastic. This is the thing I hate the most about Rogue Trader. The amount of dialogue I have to physically read. I know, wow, you're complaining about reading. But realistically, I'm not playing a game to read. Especially when I just want to get into battle. It can be so frustrating having to sift through so much dialogue. I am not even sure the most diehard fans would appreciate the amount of dialogue there is. But for the average player, expecting them to lock in and read that much before anything exciting happens? Ha! That's ambitious. Either way, I am aware that Rogue Trader is the first isometric RPG in the Warhammer 40k universe, and I am also aware that Warhammer has their core fanbase that will try out any game within its universe, and Owlcat as a developer has a lot of goodwill from their previous games. But it pains me so much to see an amazing game just fall short because of the technical issues at launch and the overwhelming options and dialogues. Well, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree with me on these flaws and what you would have done if you had the choice to make any changes. See you in the next one.